Welcome, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Goodman, Director of Marketing and Development for the YMCA of Northwest Louisiana, and we're here at 318 Latino Studios for Shreveport-Bossier, my city, my community, my home. And we have a super special guest today. Our guest is Dr. Aubra Gantt. Dr. Gantt, thanks for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Of course. It's a pleasure. I look forward to learning all about you.
Yes.
So if I get anything wrong, like I told you, please correct me. But I think this is correct. In March of 2023, you were named the first female chancellor for Southern University Shreveport, or SUSLA, as many call it.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. You are a Shreveport native and graduate of Green Oaks and SUSLA.
That's correct.
So I want to get into all things SUSLA in just a little bit. But before we do, I thought we'd start here today. Both the university and Green Oaks are located in the Cooper Road or MLK area of our community. You have clearly thrived when many in that neighborhood and part of our community are unable to achieve the level of success you have attained. So my question for you is, what do you attribute your success to compared to many of your peers who grew up and or went to school in the Cooper Road or MLK area?
Oh, that's a great question. First, thank you so much for having me today. It's an honor for me to be here and just to talk a little bit about my story and Southern University at Shreveport. I would say, as I tell everyone, I don't believe I'm no different, I'm not very different from my peers and individuals who attended Green Oaks High School. Green Oaks High School, the MLK area, they were great individuals who graduated from Green Oaks and are doing phenomenal things. Business owners, just people in the world that's doing great things. And I grew up in the Cherokee Park, Highland Park area. I had family in the Cooper Road area, and I always aspired to attend Green Oaks because my brothers, my cousins graduated from Green Oaks High School, and I knew the education that was there. My mother was a person who was very involved in Green Oaks High School, the band, ROTC, and other things. And so I would say having parents who really believed in education and higher education, I think, is a part of my success. I am first generation, but being first generation, my mother knew she did not want that to continue for generations to come.
And I'm going to interrupt 1 second because I know what it is, but a lot of people don't. So define when you say I'm first generation, define for others what that is.
Very good, very good. First generation, to me, first generation college going student. So I am the first in my family to graduate from college. And my mother graduated from high school, but not college, and my father. But they wanted to change that in my family and believe that I would be the one, to do it. My brothers went to college as well, but I was the first to graduate from college. One brother decided he wanted to pursue a trade, and that was great for him. And so I would say the first thing that contributes to my success is my parents believing in higher education and believing that I could be successful and speaking that into my life. The other is my faith. I was raised in the church. My parents.
What church, may I ask?
Sure. At the time, my first church here was Jewel Street Baptist Church. And then we attended, which is now New Birth Baptist Church. And just the principle, my belief in my faith in God and being taught that I could do all things through Christ that strengthened me was my foundation. And so from there, I would have to say at Green Oaks High School, we had teachers, coaches, individuals who were paraprofessionals who believed in us. And because I had mentors and individuals in my life early on, I believe that that contributed to the success. And I believed that I could do it. And so I just did everything I could to take advantage of resources that were available to me to be successful. And I tell young people, if it's someone young watching this, is that pursue your dreams. Don't allow the obstacles of life to discourage you. Stay focused, lean on your faith, and do all you can to achieve those dreams and those goals that you set for yourself.
Let me go back to one thing you said for a second. Mentorship. Mm-hmm. So I know personally how important having role models and mentors is, and how important it is for others. For mentorship in general, do you think most people find their mentors, or it happens the other way around? The mentors find you? Like, talk to me a little bit, because I know to help a community like that is something that would boost and elevate our community to have better mentors, more mentors. The people that really thrive often say, I had some really good role models and some really good mentors in my life. So just in your own opinion, do you think generally people proactively search and find their mentors, or there are people out there that find you?
I think early on, I often get the question about a mentor, and then I'm told, besides your mom, because my mom was my number one mentor. But I believe oftentimes, coming from being first generation and, the first to go to college, sometimes, you don't always feel like that you can do it. So I would say oftentimes mentors find you, or find the person. And sometimes mentors see something in individuals that they don't see in themselves. And the reason I say that, because one of my first mentors that stands out to me, and I still stay in contact with her today, was in high school. And my first mentor in high school was Aubra Gantt. And one of the things that she really approached me and said, you can do anything that you put your mind to. And so she went a little step further, and she created an organization, of young ladies that she felt like were going places in life. And she introduced us to cultural enrichment activities, to higher education. It was my first time ever going to Atlanta, Georgia. And we went to the Martin Luther King Center. We visited Martin Luther King Center. We attended Ebenezer Baptist Church. And those are things that I will remember for the rest of my life. But it was introducing me to things outside of my community. And it made me believe that I could do more, in higher education. And she would share information. And it meant so much to me then until now. I have an organization on campus. I have a group of young ladies that I mentor, on campus, and it's the elegant ladies in today's educational society. It's the Chancellor's elites. And so from that mentorship, it made me want to reach out to other young ladies and expose them to other opportunities and help them realize that you can do anything you put your mind to with the proper resources, study skills, sticking to task, and being open to someone being able to pour into you and share information and help you stay on the right track. And so oftentimes I believe that mentors find others. They find their mentee, right? But I also encourage mentees or students to try to find someone that they can relate to help them, because we understand in higher education, a lot of the research speak to mentorship is one of those areas that help young people stay in school, help them persist. And that's an area of retention, how we retain students. And so we match those students with a mentor in order to help them stay in school. But sometimes it's just important to be proactive, but oftentimes I believe the mentor finds the mentee.
Love it. And I love that you're paying it forward from the positive experience that you had.
Yes. And that's just high school mentees. A mentor. But I had mentors in college that I stay in contact with today. Gwendolyn Lewis, Dr. Demetria McJulian, and it goes on and on. Sharon Creer, Dr. Irma Johnson Hadley. It's just lots of people that I've had in my life that were mentors and individuals in this city, Miss Bunny Moore, just different individuals I've had in the city who served as mentors. And I think I'm all together better because of mentors that I've had in my life.
Yeah, completely agree. All right, well, let's get into SUSLA specific for a second. So
sure.
I didn't know this before I started preparing for today, but established in 1964 and opened in 1967, SUSLA is the only historically black two-year campus in the United States, I think.
Yeah, it is the only two-year campus that's a part of a system in the United States. So we're part of the Southern University system. There are other two-year HBCUs, historically black colleges. However, we are the only historically black college university that is a part of a system.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying, because that wasn't totally how I said it.
Yes.
And when I say you personally and SUSLA are a critical part of this community's educational ecosystem. So my question for you, as a relatively new chancellor, talk to me some, if you could, about some of your priorities and initiatives at SUSLA.
Oh, that's a very good question. You know, early on in my tenure, I started looking at what were some of the needs at Southern University Shreveport, and how would we together move Southern University Shreveport forward. And so as I did my quick assessment, I thought about, it's important that we reimagine SUSLA. And so that's been my mantra, to reimagine Southern University at Shreveport. And as we do that, we've set some priorities, and just to name a few, enrollment. How do we increase enrollment at Southern University at Shreveport? Because we realize that there are several individuals in our community who are not taking advantage of higher education. And we want to do all we can as an institution to reach those individuals. It's not just about, increasing enrollment. It's about creating a college-going culture and encouraging young people to take advantage of higher education so they can become productive citizens. And that is one of our priorities to do so. And then we looked at creating a culture of institutional effectiveness. And so looking at everything that we do at the institution, not only to look at our SAC-COC, our accreditation body, and what they require of us sometimes, but on an annual basis, that we're doing it daily, on a daily basis, that we're making sure that we do it, whether it be our finances and student affairs, academic affairs. And so we do that by having workshops, meetings, and those type things, and checking to make sure that we're evaluating our programs and our services that we offer. We're also committed to one of our priorities is customer service. It's so important that we treat our students the way they should be, and all of our customers, and we provide the best quality customer service we can, because we want them to continue to come back. We want to retain those students, and we want our students to feel like they belong at Southern University. When I walk on that campus daily, I feel like I belong there, and I want students, faculty, and staff to feel that way. One of our other priorities is to hire and retain qualified faculty and staff. We understand we must have qualified faculty and staff to be able to provide a quality education for our students and to grow those academic programs that we have there. Another area that we've looked at is infrastructure, our facilities. Our campus, as you just mentioned, is 50 plus years old, and some of those buildings have been around for such a long time. And so since the school was built. And so we've been really blessed and fortunate that it was Representative Turner who looked at some of those dollars for deferred maintenance. And so we will be able to go in and kind of upgrade like our chillers and HVAC systems and those type things. And so, but that was a priority on our list. And so we also worked through our capital outlay with the state of Louisiana to bring those things to their attention about some of our buildings on our campus. And so we will be working to upgrade some of those buildings. Some of the things that we have in the future, we have our Lewis Collier building that's not been in operation in a couple years. It's our lab science building. But with these deferred maintenance dollars, we will be able to hopefully get a new building But if not, we'll definitely have a building that's renovated. And that's just to name a few of our priorities at Southern University at Shreveport. But it is so important that we continue to do everything we can to make sure that we approach our students and we look at things through a student-centric approach, meaning that we are going to, and that's a priority of ours as well, we want to meet students where they are. We want to start looking at what are our students' dreams and not what it is that we want just for our students, but what are our students saying to us about those things. And as we talk about our priorities, some of that really came out of when I first started in my role early in my tenure. We actually hosted forums. We hosted forums for faculty, staff, students, alumni, and the community. And so out of those forums, that's how we actually formed some of those priorities, the things that those stakeholders said to us they wanted us to begin to look at. So we have them as our 7 priorities now, but we are also using those as to guide us in our strategic planning. So 5 years out, what will we be working towards? We have our priorities. We've listened to our internal and external stakeholders. And so we will use that information to make sure we have a strategic plan to reach some of those goals and to impact in a positive way our student outcomes.
So important. I mean, just listening, so important, right?
Yes,
just
yes.
listening and hearing what people actually are looking for and what they're saying.
Oh, yes. And the community was really vocal on some of those things that they would like for us to see. And I really want to say thank you again, to our community for coming out and, really taking time to share with us how they would like to see Southern University at Shreveport move forward. How could we best serve our community? And we were open to that. And so we will be able to put that information in a strategic plan, and that's how we will move the institution forward. And it's my hope, desire, and dream that our community will see Southern University flourish as we work toward that strategic plan and work through the strategic plan that we will put in place.
And I'll give I wasn't planning to, but I'll give a quick plug. So I hosted through my role at the Y a panel discussion at Southern in December of last year in the Alphonse Jackson Auditorium. It's a tremendous place, and one of my hopes and goals would be to see more people around the community taking advantage of that resource and participating with Southern similar to the way that we did. So I'm very grateful that you allowed us to do that. It was a tremendous success, and I look forward to doing more in the future.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you mentioned it just now, and I've heard you previously talk about a college-going culture. My question was, how do we create more of that culture across our community? And just kind of thinking about your story, what if you didn't have parents that believed in education? What if you didn't have 2 parents? Or, just how do we get more of that ingrained here in our community?
No, that's a very good question. And so that is really important to me. This community is important to me. I've had the privilege of serving in other communities, other states, and just being able to work in different places throughout the country. And I always wanted to come back home. And the purpose of coming back home was to really share what I'd learned and to also address some of the challenges that we have. And I believe higher education and education is key to crime. It's key to helping young people really fulfill their dreams. And so one of the ways, as we talk about a college-going culture, we really have to start early. And so through TRIO programs, which are federal programs that we have at Southern University, like your Upward Bound. Many people know of Upward Bound, but we have Upward Bound, Talent Search, student success programs, where we can reach students as early as elementary school, but mainly middle school, high school, to start helping them prepare for post-secondary education and really putting it on their minds how important it is. But even with that, with Head Start, Southern University Shreveport is in a community and one of the only communities that's known throughout the country where you can start in Head Start and end in college. You can get a college degree right there in your own community. You never have to leave. And we've been known for that for a number of years. And so how do we continue to build on that? Also in our community, we have dual enrollment. And dual enrollment is where students enroll in high school and college at the same time. They're taking those courses at the same time. They can graduate high school with an associate degree. This past commencement, we had 72 students to graduate with a high school diploma as well as a 2-year degree, an associate degree. And it's the largest class that we've had since we started dual enrollment. But we've also, within the last year, we signed on Bossier Parish Community College for the first time in the history of the college, and we also signed Jefferson Parish. So we're in New Orleans as well, offering courses through our online services. And so the goal is to expand our offerings. As we're doing that, we're creating a college-going culture. Another area of something that we are hoping to do, we're working with Caddo Parish Schools. We have a building that's next door to us, Newton Smith Elementary, which Mr. Smith always wanted that land to be used for educational purposes. And so it is our goal to build a workforce training center there. The state is in support. Caddo Parish has been in support. We have a few more things we have to do as it relates to a memorandum of understanding. But it's our hope that we can build a workforce training center there as we work to create a college-going culture where we can train individuals and look at, really working with these stackable credentials where they can earn certificates and then their associate degree and hopefully a bachelor's and master's and on. But we want to introduce higher education to them in a way that they want to begin to pursue higher education, even if it starts with a certificate.
And part of I guess part of a lack of a college-going culture is just the barriers, right?
Yes.
So there are barriers, and part of the work you're describing is removing some of those barriers. So like dual enrollment is removing part of a financial barrier.
Absolutely, because the cost. And so that's a very good point. Very good point. And so parents have learned that if they take advantage of those 2 years at Southern University Shreveport, the cost is they're really splitting the cost. It's half the cost of actually enrolling in a 4-year institution. So what it does for parents and our students, they earn in 2 years of college and they have that out of the way. So when they graduate from high school, many of our students are going into college as juniors, and sometimes they're sophomores, but almost junior level. And so that's only 2 more years of college that parents are having to pay for and be concerned about. So it's saving them dollars. And the other piece to that, when we talk about the expense, our goal is to really work through our foundation, work through our advancement office and work with donors to get more money for scholarship opportunities as well. And we have been able to do that. We have partnered with, we have Mr. Roy Griggs, we have the Roy Griggs School of Business. Mr. Griggs has really been generous in donating dollars to help us with students who are interested in entrepreneurship, accounting, and business management, to provide them with scholarships. And so we are really fortunate to have Mr. Griggs as a partner. He may not want everybody to know this, but one of the things that he did this year, we had students in our business program who had debt, and he cleared out debt for those students, 15 of our students, to help them with a clean start, and they can start the semester without any debt. And we are really grateful to him and honored to have him as a partner. And then we have another partner, one of our other donors on our campus. We have several donors, but we have the Williams, Mr. Tony and Miss Tina Williams. We have the Williams Center on our campus, and they are interested in young men who are interested in STEM programs. And so we have the Williams Center where they give scholarships, laptops, and other resources throughout the semester. And so that's helping us, our donors are also helping us as it relates to creating a college-going culture. Mr. Williams is from the community, and so he also wanted to give back to his community, and we're really grateful. So it's not, just me, but I have partners at the institution who really have partnered with us to say that this is what they want to do to invest in young people and invest in this college-going culture that we're trying to create.
And I know it's not, I should know the word for this, but I don't. I know it's not called dual enrollment, but I know you guys have a lot of MOUs with, I read something where you have an MOU with Northwestern State, where you have an MOU with Grambling. So not only are you removing these barriers, helping people get that first 2 years of education, but this is also transferable and translates to a 4-year education should you choose to continue on. Can you talk, I don't know what that's called, but I know you have a lot of those agreements in place where if you complete 2 years at SUSLA, those 2 years worth of credits will transfer to allow you to complete the next 2 years and have a 4-year education.
You answered the question. Yes, absolutely. So it's memoranda understanding with other institutions, as you mentioned, Grambling, Northwestern State University. We even have them with Southern University and Baton Rouge. But one of the most recent ones is our engineering program. Students who graduate from Southern University with 62 hours. Grambling State University will accept all 62 hours in their electrical engineering program. We're really excited about that because we have 5 new engineering programs on campus. And this fall, we have several students who have enrolled in those courses. And as we talk about the college-going culture, we have high school students who are enrolling in some of our engineering programs as well, engineering courses as well. And so we're really excited about that. And it's the same, the engineering program with Northwestern State University as well. So we focus on really offering certificates and associate degrees of applied science and associate of arts. But the goal also is to transfer. So once you complete your courses at Southern University, just like I did, so I know it's possible. So to transfer from Southern University, Shreveport to Baton Rouge, or to another 4-year institution, that is what we are encouraging. Some of our students who graduate in our allied health and nursing programs, they graduate and they get great jobs. You know, they become registered nurses and they stay right here. And they're making good money and able to start a family. And so sometimes they decide to go in later to pursue the 4-year degree, but with 2-year degrees, they're doing great here in the city of Shreveport and just throughout, you know, the surrounding area, those students who take advantage of allied health and nursing. And then we have, even in our engineering program, we have a program, and many people don't know this, but we have a petroleum engineering P-Tech program in Baton Rouge on the Baton Rouge campus, Southern University Baton Rouge campus, but there are students at SUSLA, and our faculty, they're there teaching the courses. And so this year was our inaugural year. We had our first class, and we had 3 students to graduate, and all 3 students were offered jobs through BP. One of our students decided that he wanted to continue to do research and graduate with his 4-year degree, so he's in Baton Rouge on campus now, and he's doing great, been offered a intern in DC, and he's doing some things of presenting. But the other 2 students are working for BP, and they're making $98,000 a year with a 2-year degree. And so we're trying to encourage other students who are interested in engineering to take advantage of programs like that. I mean, it's really working for our students, those 2-year degrees where they are landing jobs, you know, being able to...
Good jobs.
Very good jobs, you know, and they are doing some of the things that they set out to do. They are fulfilling some of their dreams.
Well, I know we only have like 15 more minutes, so
Yes.
I'm gonna push the conversation forward because I really want to hear your thoughts on these last few questions.
Yes.
So the first question, I have 3 questions left. The first question, we have about 15 minutes, but the first question is, talk to me a little about the age breakdown of your students, and are most of your programs online or in person, just for people that are trying to learn more about SUSLA?
Yes. You know, SUSLA serves non-traditional students, and the average age of our students is about 22 years old. Many of our classes, right now, we would say the majority of our classes are face-to-face. We are seeing a larger population of students who are interested in online education because they can take those classes from anywhere, whether they at work on their lunch break. They can take advantage of those classes. If they're not in the state of Louisiana, they can take classes online as well. As I mentioned to you, our goal and one of our priorities is to create a college-going culture. Is definitely one of my priorities. And so with us being able to offer classes in Jefferson Parish, in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, even we have some classes that are in Baton Rouge, well, it gives students an opportunity to take advantage of some of those classes. And so we have, I think right now it's about 50-50 of our students are, online. Well, I wouldn't say 50-50. I would say it's probably about 75% of our students face-to-face, another 25% right now online, and we're trying to improve that.
And are there a lot of courses offered in the evening?
Yes, well, we are, many of our courses that are in the evening, they're more of our allied health and nursing programs in the evening. Some of our general ed courses, most of those are offered during the day. However, our goal is to really work toward a weekend college as well as more evening offerings, and we're working on that.
And that's really important as you recognize and realize that you have a lot of non-traditional students, and part of, you can define it far better than I can, but my understanding of non-traditional student is maybe someone who is older, who decides later to get a degree, and or someone who's working full-time somewhere else and looking to get a certificate or degree after work or in alternative hours.
Absolutely, that's exactly it. And, just those, and we want to make sure that we are providing opportunities for those students to pursue a higher education. Those individuals who are working during the regular, business hours that we're offering, the times that we're offering classes. So we want to really have a flexible schedule, for our working and our non-traditional students. And so you're right. And so around the country, you will find at two-year institutions, at community colleges, that they offer courses in the evening for those students who are parents and students who are working, so that they too can take advantage of higher education. So we're really looking at offering special length courses. We're looking at offering a weekend college. And that weekend college is not just taking classes on the weekend, but where students can earn a degree by going to class on the weekend.
You said special what class?
Length, meaning that they're not your traditional, very good question, it's not your traditional 16-week courses.
Okay.
I mean, there's special length, meaning that they are 8-week, sometime 12-week courses, because that fits better for some of our non-traditional students, where they can take a course perhaps in 8 or 12 weeks, but they may not be able to take a traditional 16-week course. And so we're looking at really providing more of those offerings for our citizens and for some of our non-traditional students in the area.
That makes perfect sense. I love it. All right. So you mentioned some of this, but I do want your thoughts on these two things. So you come to SUSLA with more than 25 years of post-secondary educational experience from all across the country. I've read, and you said it today, I've read where you said that all along you wanted to come back home. So my question for you, as you come back home and look out at our community, what are some of the things that concern you the most?
I think one of the things, and I think we start working on it, just providing individuals with skills that will prepare them for a global workforce. And that's developing the workforce. I think oftentimes our students listen to a lot of what's in the news. And what do we hear? We hear a lot about debt. Why go to college? It's so expensive to go to college. But I believe if we start helping our students understand and providing them with opportunities like workforce, a workforce training center where they can go in and get the training they need, and they actually have a credential where that will help them in the workforce and really land a good job where they can take care of themselves. That's one of the things that I see, and I've been a part of that in other states, and I believe that it's something that we can do here in our community, but not just in our community. I believe with a workforce training center and with education, with this training center that I'm talking about, it could be good for the Northwest region, of Louisiana, just Northwest region of the country, really, if we do it right? We have some other companies that I don't want to name today that's interested in partnering with us. And I'll give an example for someone who may not just be as clear what I mean about, like a workforce training center, is where they can actually go in and get the training. In Texas, we had Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin moved into a facility that the college had, and they moved into the facility and started training students on how to fix on airplanes, aircraft. And so that's what I have in mind for us, where we would give students hands-on training so that they would be prepared to take advantage of some of the positions or jobs that are coming to our community. And some of our jobs in the community, they are growing, like General Electric, Prolec. I mean, they're growing, they're hiring people, but they need to hire someone who have the skills. And we want to be in a position where we can provide those students with skills to be ready and prepared for those jobs. And also, one of the things that employers are saying is that soft skills, that's some of the things that students are lacking when they come into the workforce. They know some of the technicals, but they don't have soft skills. So we're looking at programs and looking at ways to address those issues as well. So to answer your question, I mean, I'm here because I really want to see, I believe in our community. I believe if students or young people are given the right resources, they can be successful. I know that education addresses some of the ills that we face in our community, some of the challenges, but if students understand and believe that they can get an education, I believe they would pursue it. So for me, we talked about, my high school. We say this sometimes in joking that, people would say nothing good would come out of Green Oaks High School, but I'm an example that is definitely not true. And I'm blessed to be in the community where I graduated high school. So young people that look like me, or young people who may not believe that they could do it, that they can. Individual, being female, the first female to lead Southern University at Shreveport. I won't be the last. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I know I have to work at a level so some young person will see me and say, yes, I would like to do that someday too. And that's my goal. We may not change everybody, but if we help someone, that would be worth me coming back home and being able to lead this great institution that I'm grateful to lead. I mean, I work for a great system, great president, great board members who support the work that we're doing here at Southern University at Shreveport. And the goal is to make a difference in this community.
I never even thought, I have one more question, but I never even thought about like the stigma of, I'm not going to go to college because I'm going to get into debt. And just the idea that you're creating opportunities in a situation where not only are there going to be more employable skills for these folks, but you're going to get employable skill that pays at a much higher wage than you probably ever would if you didn't attain that education. So that makes a lot of sense to me and is helpful for me to hear.
Yes, yes.
And so my final formal question for you is just, what gives you hope as you look out at the Cooper Road, MLK area of our community and the community as a whole, that we're headed in a positive direction?
Yes, I think the collaboration. We have some great leaders in the MLK area. People have in our area have reached out to say, I see what you're doing at Southern University. We want to be a part of that. The collaboration with Bossier Parish, Caddo Parish, the school boards, with Councilwoman Taylor in our area, school board members, Ms. Green, just so many. And I just hate to start calling names because
Commissioner Thomas,
yes,
I
Thomas,
know.
Oh, yes, Commissioner Thomas and Senator Jenkins, just lots of people, the things that we are able to do. And then, the faculty and staff, individuals who realize that it's going to take all of us to be successful at Southern University, so that collaboration is really important. And I think it also
internally and externally.
Absolutely. And I was just about to say, I think it does start with me, with being collaborative. And that's why we had the forums and those things, trying to listen to people to really implement some of those things that they suggested. It's just been a lot of people who are collaborating. We have, again, our board and, our president who support what we're doing at Southern University at Shreveport. So it gives me hope knowing that we have people in place who are willing to address some of these things. We have, David Rain's Health right across the street from us.
Mr. Willie White.
Mr. White, they partner with us. And so
Miss Irma Rogers
Miss
across
Rogers
the street.
across the street. The whole community, Miss Rogers across the street. And so we've partnered together to address some of the challenges, that we have. And I believe all of us realize that education is key to some of the challenges that we face. And my hope is strengthened daily because I know that I walk those halls at SUSLA, and I know how I felt when I was there, but through opportunities and, just having the faith and hard work and determination, got me to where I am today. And I do know that several of those students who enter those doors every day, they're just like me. They have dreams and aspirations, and they want to pursue their goals to achieve their dreams. And so I think that's what gives me hope, daily, just knowing that it could happen. And my life is a testament of what can happen if you really work hard and listen to others who were trying to give you advice, those mentors. And also that kind of gives me hope, just being able to get there every day and focus on the things that we need to do to move Southern University at Shreveport forward.
Well, we're so fortunate when people like you go away and decide to come back and share and bring all the knowledge and wealth of experience they've gained. So I'm hopeful sitting down with you. I'm hopeful knowing you're back in this community. Those were all my formal questions. I know we're on a tight time frame, but is there anything else? We have all the time in the world. If there's anything else you want to mention or share, I'm more than happy for you to do so.
Yeah, we're an institution where we are open to really offering higher education to individuals who are interested in pursuing their dreams. If you don't know what you really want to do, that's why we're there, to help students get on a path of success. Many of our students start out, the non-traditional students feeling like I haven't been in a school in a long time, and I'm not sure if college is really for me. I would say to those students to visit campus, come in and see us, see an academic advisor, see anyone on campus, and just share what it is that you would like to do. Just come see us. We're at 3050 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. We have
beautiful campus.
Yes, we have a campus at Metro Center, as well as Aerospace Technology Center at the airport, downtown airport. And anyone on our campuses are open and willing to assist students, those students who are interested in pursuing a higher education. As the leader of the campus, I know what education can do. I am there to help young people reach their goals and fulfill their dreams. And so we want students at Southern University at Shreveport.
Thanks, Dr. Gantt. Really appreciate you making the time, and super optimistic sitting down with you and knowing what the future holds.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.